Now, you understand the process, right?
Sure.
You know the rules, right?
Yep.
No stupid questions.
I can't promise anything.
Gotcha.
Hey, Bobby Petrino released a statement last night and said he supported you having the job. He thought it was a great hire. Have you talked to him about the job before taking it? What kind of interaction did you guys have over the last 2 weeks?
To be perfectly honest with you, we've not had interaction over the last 2 weeks. So that's about all I can say on that.
Coach Aaron Peters over here to your left from the Razorback Nation. How you doing?
Are you working out at all?
Why?
You look a little fat and sloppy.
Well, the last 2 weeks have been rough on all of us.
Yeah, you look good, believe me. Go ahead, Aaron.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
How are you going to approach your capacity in terms of letting the coordinators coordinate, letting the system work as a system, and kind of just not, I don't want to say be hands off.
Rocking the boat?
Don't rock the boat. How are you going to do it? How are you going to not do it?
No, I think I've always somewhat been that way as a head coach, to be honest with you. I have always let my coordinators coordinate. And Paul can relate that to you, as well as Paul Haynes, and that's just the way I have been. So as I see my role as a mentor, as an advisor, as someone to say, I don't think that's going to work, or I think that's real good, and let's go ahead and do that. As a final decision maker, I'm not only recruiting, but let's say game planning and things like that. I also see myself stepping back in and helping with the special teams, because I heard Caldwell's goofed it up since I left. But, taking that role again and then working on the defensive side again, because that's basically what I have done my entire career. But having all the confidence in the world of what's going to take place. And I know these coaches. And it's like I told Jeff, we have good coaches, great coaches, and I'm not going to goof them up, I hope.
Go over to John. Coach Johnny Goldman over at Channel 5. Quick question for you here. I hate to put the cart in front of the horse on this, but what's for John L. Smith after this season? Is part of this throwing your name in the hat permanently?
Well, we'll have to wait and see. And that's a decision that only the season is going to dictate what takes place after this. And I think that's the way it is in the coaching profession, and you better be used to that in being in the coaching profession, because there's never anything guaranteed down the road, as you know. I mean, you could goof it up, and all of a sudden you're out the door. So, same deal, nothing different.
Go here on the left of Kurt.
Yeah. Coach Kurt Voigt, Associated Press. First, when's the last time you've been skydiving?
It's been a few years. It's been way too many. In fact, I need to go get on a mountain.
Well, given the uniqueness of this situation,
yes, sir.
The 10-month, how is this kind of a similar leap of faith for you a little bit?
I guess I've kind of always been that way to a degree. Is if there's a door open, walk through it. If there's a window open, jump out of it. So I guess I've kind of been a little bit that way. It's like my wife. I don't want to bring her up again, but she says this is just another one of your adventures. So.
Back over here on the right.
Coach Josh Bertuccini, 92.1.
Where are you, Josh?
How are you?
Thanks. Good to see you.
Good to see you, too. Curious, you had a job that you were excited about. You had made that move. You fully invested in that. As you spoke, this comes out of nowhere. But
right.
Here you are, and you make obviously a big change. That's got to be tough for anybody to deal with on a personal level, Coach. Very,
very. And like I said, this is one of the toughest decisions of my life that I've ever had to make. And the thing about it is that people at Weber State, starting with Jerry Bovee, says, I understand why you're doing this. And the players that I was fortunate enough to meet with before I left said, hey, Coach, if we were you, we'd do that. They understood. My coaches that were there that I had brought in. Now, you're leaving some guys that maybe you haven't been with as long as these guys, and all of a sudden you're going to have to leave them. They said, hey, just thank you, Coach. Appreciate the opportunity you've given us, and best of luck. And they understand. They understand the profession.
We'll go Adam, Nate, and then back up.
Adam Alter, Razorback Nation. Coach, the short contract kind of naturally creates uncertainty for the future as far as what you can tell recruits. What kind of approach will you take to not only recruit for this year, but the future years?
Well,
in your
again,
short
I think
time?
the first thing you have to sell in any process of recruiting is you have to sell your institution. Okay, so that this hasn't changed. You know, so we can go out and sell the University of Arkansas. Okay, then from there, of course, you have to sell your football program, and you have to sell yourself. In my opinion, lastly, as coaches. But again, we're going to do everything that we can do to sell every guy that we think can play, every player out there, to come on, take a look at this institution. Take a look. This is a top 10 football program, not individual. So that's the way we're going to approach it.
Nate Allen.
Oh, Nate, there you are.
There has been, especially in the way the Bobby Petrino era ended, a perception out there that the football program has been operating like it's bigger and above the university. What do you do to change that kind of perception?
Well, I've always been a believer that regardless of where you are, you better be willing to get out and take yourself to the people, because that's what we're about, is the fans and the people that are out there. So, you know, we're gonna do that. We're gonna try all that we can. And again, I don't know where that perception came from, but we're gonna do everything. We're different. We're approachable, as you know, right? So we're going to be friendly, we're going to be accessible, and we're going to take ourselves to the people as much as we can. Short period of time to do it, but you have to do it. We can't sit here in our little ivory tower, right? Got to get out there and motivate and get going, so we're going to do that.
Tom Murphy, down in front, Tom.
Hey, John, Tom Murphy, Arkansas
Hi,
Democrat.
Tom.
Hey. Your house, did you own a house here? Did you sell it? What's the status there?
Well, I did not own a house here, no.
Okay. And then at Weber, I'm sure it was a very difficult decision.
Very.
The fact that you're leaving your alma mater in a little bit of a lurch, can you speak
Right.
to that? And Jeff said that you approached him. At what point did you say, hey, maybe this will work, and that you got in contact with Jeff?
Well, you know, number one, again, having to leave there, you know, I don't know how many times I've said it, is a very, very hard decision. But again, part of that, the understanding that was shown to me from not only the administration, that on down the line, that, you know, they have to take a look at it and say, what if you were in this situation? You know, kind of what would you do? And I think they all put themselves in that situation and said, okay, it's a tough decision, but maybe it's one that you have to make. And go from there. So that's kind of what we did. Aaron?
And then in terms of when you got in contact with Jeff?
Jeff said, I don't want to hear from you. I could care less what you have to say. And I really don't want to speak to you. But thank goodness he did. Yes.
All right, we'll go over here to Mike.
Hi, Coach.
Oh.
Mike Jock, sports
Mike,
director at
how are
4029
you?
News. I had to say all that good stuff or I get in trouble back at the shop. So I look over there and I see all the fellows, or most of the fellows back there, Tyler Wilson and the gang. How excited were they to re-embrace you as a coach, and how excited are you to work with them?
Tyler Wilson texted me this morning and said, Coach, go home. No, I tell you what, I hope they're all excited. I hope they're as fired up as I am. Kanile, nice to see you. Kanile, did you practice at all this spring? All right, good. But hopefully our relationship, at least from my standpoint, is very, very good with the football team, the staff, and you know, we're a family. So it's kind of like they're going to invite the wayward son home again, and I hope that's the way it proceeds from here on out.
Okay, well, Coach, we'll go in the back to Aaron Nolan.
Coach, it's kind of been a mixed bag of nuts when it comes to reaction from fans.
Are you describing me, or?
It sounds like we could go either way on that one.
I got you.
Coach, what would your message be to fans right now who are geared up for a big season ahead?
Continue on. I mean, what better testimony than the spring game? I mean, and you talk about the fans coming out and supporting these guys, this football team, this program. It's outstanding. It can't be better. It's a record crowd. And now we just have to continue on. like I said, let's get more excited. Let's lock it up together and trudge on. You know, we have to make it a special season. We have to embrace the adversity and say we're going to be better because of it, and we're moving on. So, fans, come on out.